Hi, and thanks for joining me for a great flow class that will help you to do a number of poses that will help to open up the hips, the low back, the shoulders, release the neck. And it's going to be a flow, so we'll move from one pose to the next. And if at any moment you need to pause, just come down onto all fours and come into child's pose just to relax the body. So let's begin. We'll start right at the front of the mat, and you can start with the balls of the feet together. Have the heels apart so that you're opening through the hips. Now we'll take our hands into prayer position and then just press the elbows back, look up and lift the chin. And now exhale and tuck the chin so that you're really lengthening through the back of the neck. Now the other thing I'm doing is I'm really drawing the rib cage in. So the belly button is drawing up and slightly back in order to get support for the lower abdominals. This will also help to create a squeeze inside into the visceral tissue, and this will help to support the abdomen. Now as you're breathing, breathe in and out through the nose and feel the rise right from the bottom of the belly pulling up as the abdominal wall comes in, and then that will give you a lift through the abdominal wall. Now take in one more breath. The breathing during this practice will be in and out through the nose. And then we'll begin. Let's take the arms up. Take the palms rising. And then exhale and fold forward. Come into forward fold. And feel free to bend the knees as you take the hands down to the floor. Then breathe in, come halfway up. And then taking the legs back, come on into plank. Now from plank, we're going to bend the knees, draw the hips back into child's pose, gaze up at the palms, and then breathe in and come back up. Now turn to your right, take the right leg out, lift through the torso, draw that right arm back, keep your shoulder down, and then come on back to the middle. Turn to the left, take that left leg back, open, draw the shoulder blade back, rib cage in, and then come on back to all fours. Now from here, come on into hip circles, circling around. We're going to do this really speedily, and then in the other direction to warm up the hips. Now tuck the toes under. Take an inhale, lift the eyes, arc the back, and then you can exhale and rise into downward dog. Pull the bum bones up and back so you're lengthening through the spine and you let the heels come down as much as you can. And then you gaze up. Come up onto the tiptoes. Step the feet forward to the hands and come on halfway up. Exhale, fold forward, forward bend. Then breath in, draw the arms together, pressing the palms, and then you can exhale to center. Okay, right into the next one. Take an inhale, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, forward bend. We're doing a version of sun salutation. Breathe in, come halfway up, touch at the shins, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Plant the hands, step the legs back. Now come on into plank, stay in plank, and press the heels back. Now the legs are really activated. You want to feel the elbows slightly soft. Now step the feet wide, and then step the feet together. Core pulled up, step the feet wide, and then together. One more time, coming wide, reach the heels out, and then together. Now bend onto the left knee, turn to the right, take your side plank. Now take the arm over in line with the ear. Reach and lengthen from the waist, and then windmill that arm around. Rotate to the other side, draw the arm up and back, lift from the rib cage, draw the shoulder blade back, and then you can take that arm in line with the ear, and now windmill the arm around again. Come on back to plank. Reach the heels out, stay in plank. Now, the feet are just hip-width apart, and you're going to pull up strongly through the core as per usual, and then gently bend and touch the right knee down if you can. And then straighten, and the left knee down, and straighten, and right leg down, and straighten. Left, straighten, keep the core in. Right, we're going to go for 24 more. I'm just kidding. Left leg down, and right leg down. Let's do 3 more. Always makes me think of the 20-minute workout, 3 more. And we've got 1 more, but we're not going to do that. And then you straighten the legs, hold up. Now look ahead 2 feet. Slide the shoulders down. Take the legs to the outside edge of the mat, and then together we'll do that 1 more time. I swear, that's it. And then you're going to come together. Now bend the knees and draw the hips back. Look up, palm the mat as you slide the shoulder blades back and down. Now turn to your right and either come into full plank, which means you're going to lift the hips, stack the legs, and come over to the side. Or you can take that top leg out, lift from the rib cage, extend the arm over, reach, lengthen from the waist, opening through the chest, and then you can windmill that arm around. Come on back to the center. Here we go, coming over to the other side. Either you can come into full plank or you can bend that underside knee, lift from the rib cage. Now take that arm over, get your lift, open from the waist, windmill that arm around, come on back to the center, stay in the plank, and then bend the knees. Now take the knees to the outside edge of the mat. Point the toes, press the feet together. Take an inhale, gaze up, palm the mat, lifting the chin so you're flattening the upper back, and then you come on all the way back up. Draw the knees right under the hips so you're in all fours position. Tuck the toes under. Take an inhale, arc the back. Now exhale, rise into downward dog. Pull the hips back for one more breath. We're staying with the flow, and then you're going to gaze up. Step the feet in between the hands. You're coming halfway up. You reach right out from the core, and then exhale, fold. Breath in, breathe the arms up, draw the palms together, and then exhale, hands to your center. Here we go. Inhale, gazing up, open through the chest. Exhale, fold forward, forward bend. Breathe in, come halfway up, and then exhale, fold, step the legs back. Come to the left for either full plank, or of course you could bend that underside knee because that might work a little better. Once again, take the arm over in line with the ear, beautiful reach. And then extend that arm around, rotate to the other side. Remember, you might bravely take that left foot in front to get the wider balance. And then you're lifting, and you just open from the chest, rise, lifting from the rib cage, and then you can just take the arm out. Come on back to your center. Now take the legs wide again, so you're going to keep the inner thighs moving towards the ceiling. Draw the core in, and as you know, I like to say that's like doing a half a giggle, so do a little, dear God. And then step the legs together. Come for one more time, take the legs wide, get the heels reaching out, thighs towards the ceiling, and then step the legs together. Good. Now bend the knees, take the knees wide, toes touch, exhale back. You're gazing up to stretch through the upper back, palming the mat. Slide the shoulder blades down, and then breathe in, draw the knees together. Now take the hands right under the shoulders, so you're in tabletop position. Let the elbows be soft. Take an inhale, lift the eyes, arc the back. We're staying with the flow, round the spine. Now just keep the tops of the feet pressing down. And then breathe in, gaze up, lift the eyes. And then you can exhale and round the spine. Breathe in, gaze up. Exhale and round the spine. Okay, come on into your flat back position. Tuck the toes under. Take an inhale, arc the back. Now exhale and rise into downward dog. Step, make sure the hands are wide, by the way, and then they're on the outside edges of the mat. Now step the right foot forward. Reach out, press your back left heel down and straighten the front leg. Reach right out over that right leg. You're doing a fold over it, and you want to pull up on that right thigh. Keep it as straight, that front right thigh, as you can. And then you're going to turn to your left. Take your right hand on the inside of the foot. Turn into triangle, opening the chest and the shoulder. Breath is steady. Lift from the waist. And then you're going to take that hand down. Now turn and face the front again so the back heel comes up. Great, now you're going to take the right hand on the outside, look up, pull up from that right front right thigh, pull in, pull in, pull in to the waist. Now take that right leg back. That can be a biggie. You might take a bunch of steps. Take the left leg forward. Keeping the hands wide, keep pulling up from that left thigh. Now, your right back heel will be off the floor. You're pulling up from the left thigh, straightening that leg. Now turn to your right. Take the left hand on the inside. Turn to the right. Take the right arm up. Draw the right waist back. Keep pulling in through the rib cage. You want to keep the shoulder back so you get that nice opening through the neck. And then you're going to take that left arm down. Now bravely come up on the back heel. Bend the front left knee and then wiggle your right heel back as long and far out as you can. Now keep this front left knee tucked into your shoulder. Look up. Now dunk the back knee down and then come back up. Turn to your right and press the foot down so the back heel comes down. Turn to the right. Open through the chest. Come back down. Come back up onto the back foot again. Toes. Dunk that right knee down. You're keeping your core strong. You're going to slightly lower the hips, but you're not going to do this. You're not going to dunk. You're not going to drop your hip. So you're going to pull the core in, just the knee, so you get the stretch through the hip flexor, and then straighten that back leg. Okay, good. Now, we'll take the left hand on the outside, right hand wide, so you're on the outside edge of the mat again. Step your left foot back. Step the right foot forward. Both hands on the inside. Get that left heel wriggling back as long and far out as you can. Lift from the rib cage. Now dunk that left knee down and then straighten the leg. Left knee down and straighten the leg. And breath, left knee down and straighten the leg. And one more time. Sorry if I did extra. Feels good on this side. Take that back left heel down. Here we go. You turn to the left, keep that front right knee bent, and then you can straighten and turn. Pull that left shoulder back. I know we're moving in a big flow, so feel free to stop, look at stuff, and start again. Start the video again, or that part again. And then you're going to turn, face the front. Now, let's step the back foot in 1 foot. Take the right and left hand forward a foot. Now lift that left foot up. Turn to the left. The right hand is under the right shoulder. Now I'm coming a bit off the mat here. You might as well. You're going to turn to your left. Reach that left heel out, the heel, and open through the chest. Maybe you have a wall to support. And keep reaching that top left heel out as much as you can. Maybe use support. And then take that left leg down. Now, you want to come into forward fold with the feet apart. So you're going to reach out, pull up from your core, and then take your left hand forward. Now we're going to turn to the right. Take that right arm up, reach the right leg out. The left leg is straight. You keep that right heel reaching. The shoulder blade is back. Stay with your breath. Long through the underside of the waist. Keep that heel reaching, keeping the breath full. Strong legs, the core is strong. You might notice I've got one good side and you're going to have one good side. So we are so bilateral. Take that right arm down. Now turn, face the front again in your forward fold. Now we're going to walk the hands back. Hands are beside the feet. Reach out from the core. Come into a forward fold entirely. So you let the head drop. The top of the head is reaching towards the floor. The core is pulling up and in. And then you're going to take the hands forward again. Gaze up. Now this is a flattening of the upper back. You're going to press into the palms. Of course, your knees might be bent to get the hands down. You're pulling up from the core, and you're sending the inner thighs back, lengthening from the spine as you press the palms down. Good. One more breath here. I'm gazing ahead about a foot. So again, you're lifting the upper back. Now, let yourself fold. And then take the hands so that the hands come into prayer position and the elbows come right to the knees. Now, you're going to step the feet together. Let your hips sit back in Utkatasana-like style. Now, take your left elbow across. Bring it on the outside of the knee, of that right knee. And then you're going to turn to the right. Let your hips sit back. Keep the elbow coming up and back. Keep the core nice and solid, pulling in. And you want to keep the breathing constant. See if you can let the hips sit back. Make sure the knees are not too far forward. Gaze down. Just make sure they're not past your toes. And then you can come back up. We'll take an inhale, lift, open from the chest, lengthen from the waist, and then exhale, come on over to the right side. I like to coax that right elbow across by pressing the left knee over. Take the hand to the hand, turn to the left, let your hips sit back. Keep the chin in a touch so it's the top of the head is reaching out. The way you really get the core and the legs here is let your hips sit back. So if you can look at the video, not like this, but you're actually sitting the hips back, the knees will press together, and then one more breath. Good. And then breath in, come up, lift from the rib cage. Exhale, fold forward, forward bend. Hands on either side of the feet. Now breathe in, gaze up, halfway up. And then exhale, fold. Now step the legs back into plank once again. We're going to work on the core. Now keep the heels reaching out. Take the right leg out to touch and then come on back. Left leg out to touch and come on back. Keep the core in. Right leg out and back. Left leg out and back. Right leg and back. Left leg and back. Two more, right leg and back. Left leg and back. Okay, now bend the knees. Come on back into kneeling position. Take the right elbow up, left arm under. Come into a wrap. Take the arms up, take a lift, inhale, and then exhale. Whoops. Breathe in, gaze up, and then exhale down, just watching the mic here. And then breath in and lift, and exhale down. Once more, we've got that right elbow way forward. Inhale, and then come on down. Okay, now we'll switch. Take that left elbow on top. Okay, guys, I'm just going to watch the mic here, so I'll do it like this. You're going to breathe in, come down, exhale, lift. Just imagine the elbows are coming across. So just the frontal view is to get the elbow under and to wrap like so, but I won't do that for the mic. And you just keep, that open, lift, and up. And then you can take the arms down. Now take the hands behind and come on right onto the fingertips. Lift from the rib cage and pull up from the upper abdominals. So you're pulling in from there, and then you're going to shift over to your right side. Now, just coming from your right side, you're going to take that right arm up, hold on underneath the left shin there, and take that arm out. Then take the hand behind, get a lift of the rib cage, turn and gaze up to the right, press that elbow back. Now take the left hand behind, turn the thumb in, so you're going to get a wrap and potentially reach that right hand back to grab the left. Now it just doesn't matter what happens here. If you do end up doing more of a, the elbows pressing back like this, that's great too. You want to just get the lift right from the ribs. Gaze up to the right and rise from the rib cage. Keep your breathing full. Get the elbows pressing back. And then you can release that pose. Now we'll just come down, shift over to your left hip. Got the knees tucked. Take that left arm up. Come on up. Taking the arm up and over first. Get that lift of the rib cage. Shoulder back. And then you can take that hand behind, take the opposite hand so the thumb comes down. That means the pinky's at the front, palm is up. And then you take this arm up, find whatever position represents your shoulder, and then you take an inhale, gaze up. Lift, press the arms back as you lengthen out of that side of the waist. Breath. And then you can take that arm down, and now release. We'll take the hands behind and take the legs straight in front. Bend the knees, have the feet hip-width apart, and then press the hips out, open into bridge as you extend the tailbone out. You can see I'm taking the head all the way back, so the chin will move towards the ceiling as you press the palms into the floor, and keep pressing in through the feet. I'm letting the head come all the way back now, and you're keeping the throat open. In other words, don't press the head back. See how much you can fall back with the chin lifting. That keeps the front of the throat open for the breath. And then you gently, which is important, and then you come right back down. Now we'll come from here into taking the soles of the feet together and the balls of the feet apart. The hands will walk in about 3 inches, and you're going to press into the palms and lift from the rib cage. Now I'll just show you the frontal version. I know the sunshine is making everything super bright. You've got the heels together, and as you press on the outside edges of the feet, that will help to get the pressure on the outside hips. And then you rise, and you get your lift constantly by breathing in and out through the nose, and you keep the rise of the ribs forward as if you've been fish hooked right on the sternum and you're being pulled forward there. And then you might be able to rise a bit. So this is different. You're going to press the hips up off the floor, press into the palms. If it's a lot on the shoulders, then feel free, of course, to stay down, but stay activated through the arms. And then you can gently release that pose. Now take the left leg in front, and then take the right leg across. Take that heel up as tight as you can, and then wrap around the knee in order to pull in from here. Now take the right arm up, turn to the right, take that arm behind, and now press the fingers out. Push into that right palm, and you can rise from the ribs. You're gazing back to the right, and you keep the spine really tall. Just do a little giggle, to get the core. We just can't take this seriously. And then you're going to come back to the front. Now, bravely, take that right heel up, hold on to the outside of the knee, pull that right foot towards the left shoulder. And if your foot is here, you're still getting that lift from the rib cage. Wherever you are, wrap if there's the potential to get tighter, pull that leg in, lift from the low back, stay with the breathing. Again, you might be here and you're pulling to the front of the bum bones, and then you're going to take that heel out. Okay, we'll take the left leg up, take the left heel up high, get right to the front of the bum bones, lifting from the rib cage. Take that right hand around, and then turn, lift from your rib cage, open through the chest, stay to the front of the bum bones, take that left hand behind, press into the palm as you turn and lift. Keep hugging this left knee in so you get the tight wrap and you're right at the front of the bum. Keep the rise of the rib cage. Again, stay to the front of the bum bones. Technically, you choose a focal point with the eyes and you gaze softly into that spot. And that helps to center the mind. And then you come back to your center. Rotate, you take this heel up, and now you're going to pull this leg in towards you. The right heel is reaching out, so you're at the front of the bum bones. And then you pull this left leg in. Pull in as much as you can, so that left foot is coming towards the opposite shoulder. And then potentially wrapping if you can. Get your rise from the rib cage. This is a seated pigeon. You want to get that foot coming in. Rise, pulling up from the low back. Breath is steady. And then you can take that heel down. Now, taking both feet forward, just get right to the front of the bum bone. So just pull the butt cheeks back, and that will help you to access the tips of the hips. Now, you pull back from the toes and you reach the heels out. You take an inhale, gaze up, open through the chest, and then exhale and keep the palms reaching as you pull up from the toes and the heels reach out. Now turn to the right and take the hand onto the outside of that left foot. Lift from the rib cage and turn to the right. Draw the right shoulder back. Pull in from the core, lifting from the waist. And then you can come back. Now rise again, lift from the rib cage. Good, turn to the left. Keep reaching that left heel out. Draw the shoulder blade down. Pull the toes back as you lift. So you're attempting to stay tall from the low back. And then you can come on back to your center. Okay, let's draw the legs in. come on into all fours position. Now, straightening the legs out, reach right out from your hips. And I think what I'll do is I'll face this direction so the mic is out of the way and we can get more focus right on the hips. So you're going to take your arms down and reach them back. Thank you. And you're going to keep the shoulder blades sliding down. Take an inhale, press the tops of the feet down, and if it's possible, lift the heels out and off the floor, if that's possible. So you're going to reach out and you're coming into a bow pose, very energizing. It also helps to tone the spinal column and all the nerves along the spinal column. And you're gazing ahead as the shoulder blades slide down. See if the legs can reach out a little more, and then come on down. Now take the hands beside the chest, take an inhale, lift, exhale, and then release the forehead to the floor. Child's pose. Come back to your center. Draw the knees in. Draw back into a kneeling position. Take the hands behind, interlace the fingers, take an inhale, gaze up. You could also have your legs forward in this position if kneeling is too much. And then you exhale, fold forward to the chin, forehead, nose, whatever you can get. And also feel free to use a pillow or a bolster or a block or a book to have the edge of the forehead on. And the elbows are reaching out and back, and the hands are reaching over. And then inhale, come all the way back up. And now you can shift over to the right side. And we're going to come down onto your back. So get down onto the mat, get down, and then just draw the legs in. The shoulder blades come under, and you can draw the legs in wide. Do a gentle rock side to side. Just feel the elbows bend to the outside. Now take the legs up in the air. Pull the toes back and do a gentle plow pose action that you're going to reach the heels out and draw the arms anywhere on the legs. You know, if the hamstrings are super tight, you might just hold on to the low legs and bend your legs, and pulling the heels in. And then you can release the legs. Let the legs come all the way down. Relax the arms to the side of the body. Now let your legs straighten. We're slowing down, and you're going to let your feet just roll out to the side. Take a moment to feel more of the back of the body in contact with the mat so that you can notice any areas that you might need to soften more. I notice often when people are in shavasana, their hands are going, their fingers are going. Sometimes people have trigger finger, and any type of tension that's in the body, you'll notice when you come down into shavasana, lying relaxation. So notice if you can have more of your body in contact with the floor. And then let go. You've done a good, thorough working of all the different areas of the spinal column and the hips, and a little bit of the low back, hip flexors, and also the shoulders. So you've done a